What are these people doing in our community?
We are from the National Population Commission. We are here to inform you and your people about the forthcoming trial census.
Why a trial census now when there will be a census in 2023?
Yes, it is true. There will be census in 2023. The trial census is to enable the National Population Commission to test all its equipment and other arrangements in preparation for the main census in 2023.
Where will this trial census be conducted?
The trial census will be conducted in selected local government areas, the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory.
When are we expecting your people in our community for this census?
The trial census, you mean?
Yes, trial census.
The trial census will be conducted from 11th July to 30th July 2022.
What do you want us to do for you and your people?
We are appealing to the people to cooperate with the enumerators and grant them access to building and housing unit in order to enumerate members of the household in your community. This message is brought to you by the National Population Commission.
Good morning, viewers. Our esteemed viewers, you're welcome once again to NOA River State Dialogue, the platform where we weekly sensitize, educate, enlighten, and reorientate the populace on government policies, programs, and activities. And then we give a feedback consciously to government to fine-tune our policies and programs to suit the people. Now, the role of national population census, the importance of national population census cannot be overemphasized, as the data and the information gotten there is the mother of all data for planning. And as the saying goes, he who does not plan has already planned to fail. The last census, however, took place 2006. The next one was supposed to come 2016 as per the law. But for some reasons, it hasn't come. But here we have planning towards another national population census come 2023. Viewers, therefore today, we will be talking on the topic 2023 census facts and issues. And I have with me two persons in the studio to make justice to this topic. First on my left, I have BARIKA NWINEH. She is the Director, National Population Commission, River State. Madam, you're welcome to the River State Dialogue.
Thank you, sir. Good day, viewers.
And I have another amiable, sweet personality on my right. It's no other person than Dr. Prince ANYANATE Q. Dr. Prince ANYANATE Q is the Executive Coordinator, Niger Delta Wisdom to Wealth and Development Foundation. Sir, you're welcome to the River State Dialogue.
Thank you very much, viewers.
Viewers, please keep the comment coming. You are part of this whole thing. Without you, we are not complaining. We are not complete. My name is Abiyesen, your anchor person. Madam, let me start with you.
Yes.
What is the National Population Census all about?
Okay. National Population Commission is an agency established by law by the federal government of Nigeria to conduct the national censuses, to carry out surveys. We do birth registration, death registration, all the surveys we do, all the data you need for the government planning of the country. We do all that.
So, sir, let me also come to you, because these questions, you take your turn to do justice to this question. What is the National Population Census all about to you?
Yeah, to me, the National Population Census is all about trying to collect or gather data for purposes of making governmental policy decisions. Because these decisions are likely to affect all of us. Everyone from the very basics of the community to even the urban and hinterland, wherever you reside. And so there is need for accurate census to ensure that the data is driven to guide those policy decisions.
Man, let me also start with you. Like you said, you're the key person here.
Yes, sir.
We're discussing national population census.
Exactly.
And the purpose is to enlighten, reorientate, and then, put the people in the same page.
Yes.
Particularly now that the trial census is just by the corner.
Yeah.
Now, why is national population census it's important, and what is the use, for it, the outcome? What would the outcome be used for?
Okay, you know, the population, when you're talking about population census, it means that you want to know the totality of the people at their respective location, whether in their urban or the rural. That does not put them away, just like the Honorable Prince has rightly stated. When you're talking about population census, you're talking about everybody in totality of a geographical location. Like we are saying about population of Nigeria, we are about all the 36 states, 774 LJ, FCT inclusive. You have to know their population, and when that is done, you know it is all about what? Planning. If you know about the number of persons, let's take NOA office as a state, you know about the people you have here. Planning will not be a problem, because you're going to plan them, you're going to talk about the schooling, that is education, economical. You have everything, health, you put everything in place, employment, everything will be placed properly. That's when you know the population of your people. So you're not going to under plan for the people. So that is that. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, but please, I want you to contribute to that. The national population census, you know, of what importance and what are we going to use the outcome for? How is it going to benefit, you know, the Nigerian state?
Yeah, thank you very much. That question is basically also found in the definition of what population census is all about. Population census helps the government in the optimal distribution of the scarce economic resources to ensure that the allocation within the country is in line with the population dimensions or the demographic dispersion of the population in a particular territory. Just as we have in Nigeria, with what we have in Lagos, with a dense population, you expect that major economic decisions with respect to health facilities, school facilities, and all that should be more concentrated in areas of high population than areas with lower population. So the essence of accurate population census is to ensure that government, when they are trying to make policy decisions on the distribution of these scarce amenities, have the right data to do it justifiably, so that there is no part of the country that suffers by reason of not being allocated essentials that will help their okay.
Madam,
Sir.
This population that is about to come up in 2023 was supposed to hold in 2016.
Yes, sir.
As a state director, would you tell us why the delay? What caused the delay?
Okay, thank you, sir. Usually, censuses are taken every 10 years. The last census we had for Nigeria was at 2006. So, like you rightly said, the next one would have been in 2016. But you know that it's only the government, that's the federal government, that has the right to take decision on when census of her country is being conducted. Because of planning, every other thing, it was not able to take place in 2016. But hopefully we are believing that the federal government had come out and said April 2023 will be the next census. But as it is now, we have a program going on, which is the trial census. We are trying to.
We'll come to that. Now, is it by law, the census is supposed to be every 10 years.
10 years, yes.
And then if you look at, let's just, I'm not digressing, but we want to, vis-a-vis.
Yes, sir.
If you look at the electoral body,
yes,
prior to every election, you see the amendment to the law to make the election better.
Yes.
And it's supposed to be every 10 years. Yes. And here you are, 16 years after they were still preparing, it is not here. It doesn't mean that there are no laws, to make the census also better. Because judging from the mistakes of the past, work observations, and then come up with a law that could make, the census better. Is there no law like that for the National Population Commission?
There is, because before a census is being conducted, we go into what we call enumeration area demarcation, and we have to demarcate all nooks and crannies of this country.
So what I'm trying to ask
and
is,
coming,
if there's a status,
there's a status.
legislation.
Yes, there is. That's where I'm going to. Because without that, when that has not been given opportunity that should be done, there's nothing you can do. Even where there's a law for a census for 2016, you must prepare your house, you must lay your foundation before you can erect your structures.
Okay. As a stakeholder, sir, I want to give you on this.
Yes.
What impression do you have about the National Population Commission? 16 years after, they've not been able to conduct, a census after the last one. What's your impression?
Yeah. Thank you. Normally speaking, one will say that the National Population Commission will be held accountable for any 10-year census exercise that is missed, right? But you and I are privy to the happenings in the country called Nigeria. In 2015, there is an election that led to a new government, and except the new government is trying to consolidate on what the previous government is doing, you begin to see deviations from the policy trust of the government if continuity is lacking. We are aware of the security situations. I'm not trying to talk for the National Population Commission, but the security situation, even in the Northeast and other parts of the country, are issues for which you say you want to make a global census with respect to Nigeria as a nation, covering all the nooks and crannies. Of course, some areas will begin to protest that with respect to the security situations where a lot of the hinterland cannot be entered into to carry out census. Then, of course, we were deprived. The context we have in the previous censuses so far is because of contexts like this. Some areas of the country will say, no, my people are not well counted, and our population we expect is projected to be beyond this, and so it cannot be this. So those are some of the challenges I know that they will face. But with the way you started the question, if there are legal instruments that are guiding and binding
to make the population census better,
and even the governance better, then of course it will be something that will not be missed. But I'm happy, maybe I need to say it. I'm also aware that this year there is an improvement where they are going to talk about digital census. Yes. Madam, I hope I'm correct.
You're very correct.
So without being from speaking for the National Population Census.
Sorry to cut you, sir. The digital census, is it provided for by the law?
Yeah, that is, Madam will get to that, and I was thinking it's part of status provisions, but she will give us
yes,
facts.
of course, because the area or the level of Nigeria today, we should go beyond carrying paper and biro to come to your house to start listing your name or listing the members of your household, or making EMAs in the community and I'm carrying paper and biro. No, Nigeria had gone beyond that status as of today. Even though we are still developing, but we want to be like the developed ones, and no developed country carries paper and biro to conduct a census. And that's why the National Population Commission today has decided that the next census is going to be digitalized.
First digital census.
And that's going to be the first digital census Nigeria will ever have.
Okay, now, let me, the purpose of this whole program we're having is a platform to sensitize, to enlighten, to create awareness, for now the census that is forthcoming. Is it true that there is a trial census? Trial census taking place soon. What does it mean? What does it mean? When is it taking place? Who are those involved, and what are the use, to the nation? Tell the viewers about this. I want you to look into the camera. Tell them, the time of what use, who are involved, of what benefit is it going to be for the country. Look into the camera.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yeah. You have asked a very vital question. What is trial census all about? Just like you have the word trial, it is a rehearsal of what the census 2023 will be. We want to rehearse and put our gadgets to test. Like we have mentioned that it's going to be the first time we are going to do a digital census. And the digital is going to be just with our phone And if we're using the phone, let's test run the gadget and see how it works well. Just like when the INEC introduced the fingerprint reader. Now by model. Yeah. That is what we are going to test. Yes. So for every household, the EAs selected, let me first introduce the areas in River State. Or in the country, we have 6 geopolitical zones, and each of those geopolitical zones we have.
Let's come down to River State.
Okay.
I want you to tell them where this trial census.
That's where I'm going.
Who are the people involved?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, because okay, yes. In River State we have 9 LGs, 3 LGs per senatorial district, and those 9 LGs, the entire LGs are not being covered. We have what we call supervisory area. The communities are divided into segments. So in each of those SAs, you're going to have about 4, 5, 6 years as the case may be. And those are the areas we're going to use. And why we are doing that is a random selection that was done in those areas. So since we are not doing a full coverage, it is trial. So we just did a selected area. Here now, we are going to look at how the people, the culture, the season, just like we have now in River State, this is the rainy season. If the census actually falls within this period, what are we going to expect? What are the reactions we are going to get from the people? Right now, the training is ongoing in the state for those who are going to go to these 9 LJs to work. They'll be rounding up today. And the functionaries were selected through e-registration or application. That's why it's called digital, because everything we're doing, you have to apply. You can be in your house and apply. But one thing is important. It does not matter where you come from. What matters in this trial census or in the next census will be your place of usual residence, where you reside, not where you come from. So you can be from Lagos State, and because you are in Port Harcourt today, you have the right to enroll or apply, and you're selected to work in Port Harcourt because you reside in Port Harcourt. And those are the things we have put in place.
Yeah, my please, I want to ask this question. I want to be sincere. Well, she has already discussed it here now.
Yes.
Here, that there is trial census. But I want to ask you, prior to when you came here, were you aware that there is a trial census? And if no, what is the missing link? And how can it be averaged? I want you to be very sincere. She just talked about it here. Prior to you coming here, are you aware of the trial census? And if no, what is the missing link and how can it be averaged, sir?
Yeah, generally speaking, the public awareness with respect to the trial census, to me, is on the low side. But for some of us who are sometimes social media friendly, at least I'm aware of some basics about the trial census. I'm also aware that the trial census, the training of the field personnel, is going to start around the 27th of June and it's going to end today, the 8th of July 2022. So for some of us who are information hazy, we are able to, go around. But from the general perspective, I want to say that there needs to be a lot of sensitization, especially now that this one is a trial census and it's not covering the entirety of the state or the local governments, especially those selected 9 local government areas in the state. I expect that by now, all the local government chairmen and down to the community development committees that are going to be captioned by now should have been aware that such an event is coming so that there will be no missing link, there will be no gap. So much still needs to be done to ensure that the information is taken down, because the trial census is a key preparatory activity that is going to test on the metrics that is going to be used in the main census. Thank you. Now,
I want to put a question, but before you answer that question, I will join my correspondent. Okay, so let me put the question and then I will join my correspondent. Okay. Now, the outcome of the trial census, what would it mean to the main census? But before you take that question, let us join our correspondents who's on the standby. Feedback from NOA, local government. We are Blessing Jumbo is on standby. Please, Blessing Jumbo, take it up. We're all with you. We're yours.
Thank you, Mr. Senebo, for having me on NOA Rivers Dialogue this morning. My name is Blessing Jumbo, BICOMO, National Orientation Agency here in Emoha Local Government. We are live in Emoha Local Government. With me is Mr. Amaru Festus, the Controller, National Population Commission here in Emoha Local Government. Sir, you're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
On NOA Rivers Dialogue this morning, we are discussing on the issue 2023 Census Facts and Issues. What is your take, sir?
Thank you. As you rightly introduced me, my name is Amaru Festus, Controller, National Population Commission, Emoha Local Government. Yes, National Population Commission has come to have the first digital census in Nigeria. And we have rounded up with demarcation exercise. And we are now into trial census. The Commissioner, National Population Commission, Rivers State, and the Director, National Population Commission, Rivers State, they are actually doing very, very well to see that National Population Commission will have a huge free census come 2023 to make sure that everybody in Rivers State is being counted. Our duty in Emoha Local Government as a controller is to make sure that Emoha LGA will have a perfect census. Everybody in Emoha will be counted. The communities on my own, I make sure we move from one place to the other to make sure that they are aware of what is coming up come 2023 census. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Now over to you, Mr. Senebo. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Blessing Jumbo. Yeah, we are going to also join our correspondent who's also on standby from Eleme local government area. Hope, where Hope Opara is standing by. Hope Opara, please take it up while listening.
Hey viewers, my name is Ms. Opara Hope Nkechi, reporting from NOA Eleme local government. I'm with Mr. Brighton Kwata to discuss the topic on Census 2023. The facts and issues. Mr. Bright, please, what do you have to say about this topic?
Well, the topic is a good one, and the census, as we all know, is about the official counts or enumeration of a population, which is often done at intervals. And this expected one that is coming up 2023 is going to face a lot of challenges because in the country now there is so much of insecurity, and for that reason, the insecurity is going to stand as an impediment against the success of this census. And another problem is the transportation system. Because one, we don't have good roads in the country, and for that reason, it's going to be very difficult for officials of the Census Commission to go from urban areas to the rural areas because the roads are not good. And then it's going to cost them a lot. So high cost of conducting this census is also going to be another problem. So for these reasons, all this will be a hindrance to the success or accuracy of the census. Then another problem that is going to be a hindrance is also the maps that we are having. Poor demography is going to disturb us. Because the map we are using now is not properly developed. We need to go back and develop a proper map of the country so that from one point to the other, people can trace where they are going to using that map. I hope these ones are going to be put in place. Then most of it all is the proper education of the population of the people that we are going to meet. They must be properly sensitized. Let them understand that there is a census coming up And as soon as they give this proper sensitization, it's going to make way for accurate census to come up. I think this will be good.
Thank you, Mr. Brighton, for having you in our program, and we wish to have you again. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. We are reporting from Eleme FGA. Thank you, Mr. Abiye Senebo, for having us.
Thank you, Olu Baradia, for your in-depth analysis with your respondent there. We are going to, at this point, viewers, we're going to open up the telephone, line, so that you can use that platform to also get through to us for a more robust, conversation. Here, the telephone lines we're opening now. The telephone lines are +234 91 66 58 73 55. I'll take it again. +234 91 66 58 73 55. Let me take it for the last time. I'm going to be a little slow this time so that you can get it. +234 91 66 58 73 55. Please, what you call the first thing you do, please reduce the volume of the devices through which you're streaming with us. Your name, your location, go straight to your point. Keep it brief as possible because others might be waiting online to also comment. Be civil with your comments. We are discussing for enlightenment, for reorientation, and for sensitization. So please, unsubstantiated claims will not be entertained here. Thank you. We're expecting your call. Keep the call coming. Before we go to your question, there is a question I asked. I said, before you came and you said, true to the fact, the awareness is low. Now, the other part of the question you did not attend to it. Madam, I'm coming. Yeah. The missing link, and how can it be abridged? No, because if we have agreed here that sensitization is poor, which means there's a missing link, and then we need to abridge it. You did not address. I want you to quickly address that, then I will call to her.
Yeah. I think on that, I need to say that expressly, that's why we have the National Orientation Agency, which means that the National Population Commission, we should actually partner very seriously with the NOA to ensure that these government policies, information programs, whatever, are cascaded down to the grassroots, knowing fully that NOA has their offices in all the local government areas in the country. So that is one partnership that is needed. Another thing is that we have non-governmental organizations that are also very sensitive to things like this. It's for the National Population Commission to partner with interested non-governmental organizations that can also help them without advertisement. Wisdom to Wealth and Development Foundation, for where I'm the executive coordinator Niger Delta. These are some of the things that we try to do to ensure that we educate the public. There is a brand we have when we say Wisdom to Wealth, W2W, and we say we can use it also for word-to-word campaign. So instead of W2W as in Wisdom to Wealth, W2W as in word-to-word campaign, to sensitize people to see that yes, they are aware with government policies, programs, and the like. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, my prince. For making justice to that. So, madam, let me come to you now. I was asking, I said, to amend, we have to work harder for that. So, what is it going to? What would it mean to the real election?
Not elections, and thank you for saying so.
Thank you.
Just like you have stated, it's going to be greatly because we are testing the gadgets and we need to correct or dot every I, cross every T, and that is why we're doing this now. Because if you don't do this now and you just go to the field during the census, then you don't expect 100% coverage. Because at the end of the day, if any of the documents or gadget fails, what do? It will mean a lot, time wasted, finance wasted, but we're doing all this now because we want to test everything. Just like when I started, I said we are looking at the reaction of the people. How will they react to the census proper? We know what the times are economically.
Particularly the fact that it's been long.
It's been long. So we want to see how people will buy into. It's like a product we are selling. And you know, to conduct a census is like going to war. So we want to see all this and see how we can correct them and package them properly. And that's why we are here with NOA today, because we want to buy or we want to sell to them, let them carry us on their platform. They have LGs or offices in all the LGs, just like what we are seeing now. If they are doing this at the local level, then it means we're heading somewhere in Rivers State. Like we have 9 LGs. I've been able to, I was to go to the 7th LG today, but because of this program here, I visited 6 LGs, my team and I, to talk with the CDC chairman, chiefs, chairman of those LGs, and we have had this collaboration. They are all ready to buy us over or fly with us at the same level. And that is what we're doing. That at the end of the trial census is not the actual census. So we're not, whatever we get is not going to be used to judge anybody in the state, but to prepare the ground for us to fly.
Yeah, very, very, very well said. To prepare the ground for us to fly. Yeah, madam, let me know this. Let me just put this.
Yes, sir.
Is it everybody, every individual that is qualified to be counted in the 2023 National Population Census? If no, who are the people that are qualified and who are those that are not qualified?
Thank you, sir. Census is not like INEC registration. Census is everybody must be counted. The only ones who are not counted are those ones who are still in their mother's womb. But as long as they've been born or given birth to, they have the right to be counted. So everybody in Nigeria, everybody in Rivers State, up to the homeless, those who fly under the flyover, everybody will be counted. We have, yes.
Are the black people counted?
Yes, sir.
I want to ask that question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They are counted.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because why I'm asking this question, you know, they so to speak, you know, mad people is for planning and like they lose, you know, their mental state.
Yes.
You know, and then in that case, how would the National Population Census enumerators manage them to, because you need to question them to get information from them. Probably, I don't know whether they will operate or do one or two things that I don't know what is involved now, but I know that you will need to engage them.
Yes.
How will they be engaged?
So we have what we call the special population, people who fall within the special population. And these people fall within the special population. Their own situation, like in the night, midnight, you find out that if you go to them, they are okay. They can talk with you one-on-one.
Really?
Yes, we have done it. At least I participated in the last census, and if when you talk with them, you see that time when everywhere is quiet. You walk to them. Some of them will be sleeping. You just tap them. They wake up. They talk with you. There are questions that you can ask them, and there are questions you don't need to bug them with, because you know, because of what we call them, they are insane, and maybe if you engage them for too long, you might cause or trigger their problems. But everybody must be counted. That's why they are called special population. You have the homeless, the normals, all those people you find under the flyover will be taken care of. In our communities, some of them, we find them there. At night, you go to see where they are. So there is what they call the census night. And that period is when they'll be attended to. So everybody will be counted.
Good to know that, man.
Thank you, sir.
My friends, let me engage you on this. Let me engage you on this, you know, even as we take comments before we take data. Now, some school of thought have it that census is politicized and therefore overbloated in Nigeria. What's your take?
Yeah, my take on this is, politically speaking, you cannot run away from that fact. Until Nigeria is able to tie census with the economics of the country, census will continue to be meaningless. You cannot tell me that you have a population of 10 million and tell me that tax-paying adults are less than 500,000. You understand? Until we tie your population to taxable adults, to other basics of economic growth or other indices of economic growth, you will continue to see a state that will say that they are bigger than Lagos, and yet what is coming out from that state becomes nothing to write home about. So how many of them are in the civil service if they have a population of these that are tax-paying adults? So until the census of Nigeria take into cognizance some of these things. Now, if someone is supposed to be counted 18 years and above, is not insane. We know that he's supposed to also have a voter's card. We also know that at a certain age, the person is supposed to have a bank account, so BVN and all those things begin to come into play. I know that today Nigeria is doing a lot, BVN, national identity card, name, and all these. What is the central focus of trying to integrate all these things into a policy framework to see that population census can become seamless? Because if everybody is made to have SIM, right, 18 years and above, you're supposed to have voter's card. Then, of course, the rest persons that are not to be counted are those that are not included in those buckets, are those that are below 18 years. You understand? So I want a situation where Nigeria should take it as a policy. Before you enter grade 1, nursery 1, are you counted? Is your name validated on the census list? If you're supposed to have the vote name, have you gotten the name? So until we are able to get a mix of this, we will still continue to have a lot of people politicizing census figures.
Thank you, sir. At this point, let us begin to look at some. The comments are pouring in so much. Let's begin to take the comment. Thank you. This is from Bridget. The census of a nation is important because it determines their interest and level of foreign investment and inventors. Thank you very much, investors. Thank you very much, Bridget, for your comment there. It's good to know that, sir, at least you're watching live with us. This, Irene, thank you for streaming live with us. Doris, you're also streaming live with us. Thank you. Bariko Sotoye, you're streaming live. Samuel Ashiba, thank you for streaming live with us. Blessing Jumbo, thank you for streaming live with us. Leka is also streaming live. Peter Emedurisa, thank you for streaming live with us. Lizzie, a good one there. Enoch Ekorobia, thank you. Integral Echo, wow, first digital census, interesting to hear. That's wonderful for your comment there. We appreciate that, your comment, for appreciating NPC for that step. Adepoju Yemi, yes, we are going digital. Thank you for your comment there. Thank you for that compliment. Peter Ekabie, the demographic data which census provides are critical for national development. We agree with you completely, Peter Ekabie there, for your comment. Bekimo Williams, census is as important as national development because that is the determinant factor for politics. That is the determinant factor for politics, political development, and others. Sharing of dividend when government do the right thing. Census can be, when government do census can be compromised. In any responsible holding government responsible. I mean that's what you mean. Thank you for your comment there. Thank you. Grace is watching with us. Osaki Hari, the benefits of the social and economic data that will be collected, can not be overemphasized, as it will to a major extent, large extent, address the housing unemployment issue in the country. You're correct, perfectly correct. We agree with you. Thank you for your views there. Thank you. Patricia Senmo, you're swimming live with us. Godwin Prince Kyo, thank you for us. Thank you. Peter Ikabie. This one is from Peter Ikabie. The conduct of population census is a huge exercise that required anyone's finance, materials, and human resources. Sometimes the funds available not enough for the execution of the exercise. That's exactly you're correct, sir. You're correct. Patricia said, well done, NOA. Oh, thank you for your compliment. Informa Onachukobele, you're streaming live with us again. Bigger Grace, it's good to know that you're streaming live with us. This is from Y Kana. The National Population Commission should leave above board to ensure that there is compulsory death registration for fingerprint crime detection and control in the country. Oh, that's wonderful. Good to hear that from you. Ben Owaidru, you're streaming live with us. Kobani Benebari, how prepared is the National Population Commission for next census? That is the purpose for the trial consensus, but all the same, thank you for your comment. Kembari Akopi, thanks, madam, for your representation. Oh, thank you for encouraging your madam here. Thank you. Ingibo, tell me, Tiger, you're watching live with us. Bride Gobawel is streaming live with us. Thank you to know that you're standing in there for us. Why can I command the information obtained from the census assist the government to distribute resources? For example, areas densely populated get, as a rule, more resources than areas that are scarcely populated. Oh, thank you very much, sir, for your thoughts. Thank you. End of the group, you're streaming live with us. God bless all of you that came in. Yes, just before we join, our viewers there, to make them who are talking about, some school of thought, all that, it's politicized, it's overpolluted. Meanwhile, this is for planning. When you get a 40 start, you have a 40 ending. It's very, very significant. Here, so I just want you to add a word to that, as we go on.
Okay.
That they believe, you're from there, they believe that census is politicized. And therefore, figures are overpolluted. And you want to plan with it, would it give you a good result?
No. Thank you, sir. And that is why the digital census is going to make a difference. Because if I take your information here, you're not here, I didn't see you at home as at my time of visit, so I did not capture you with my phone, then you will not be counted. And there is no way I will impute you, because right now, it's not after the census I go back to somewhere and I say I'm collating what I got. As I leave that, yes, we have a mindset already, but let's change what we think we used to do or know, because it's not when you come back and you write a sheet of paper or they go and buy notebook and give to me that please, these are the people I have in my household or in my community. That will not work. Let them be present in their homes. And again, let's point out something now. You don't need to travel from location A to B because of census. Because wherever you are, you'll be captured because of this. The area where, because your name has been taken here, you must move or migrate to where your name is captured, is gone. So wherever you're met, you will be. So if I miss you in your house, I'm sure if I move to the next where you had gone to, you'll be captured there.
Beautiful, man. These are wonderful innovations, that and that's the purpose of all these things. People should know what to expect. what is coming. And I believe with this digital census, the politicization and the overbloating figure will reduce to some level, I believe. Madam, let me say,
Sorry, I don't know whether you need to explain something.
What is that?
Because I come to know about two types of census, de facto and the jury census.
Okay.
From what you're saying, how can you? What is the one you are using now in Nigeria?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. The one we're using now is de facto. I see you, I count. If I don't see you, which is the jury, you will not be counted. That's why we said at least the bloating of figures will be reduced, because we've been doing the jury, but now is I see you, I count. I don't see you, no counting, sir.
Sir, let me just take this call.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning. Please, your name and location. Where you're calling?
My name is Ayo Tamono.
Oh.
And I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Sir, you're welcome. Let's have your comment.
I want to give kudos for the National Population Commission.
Okay.
So I've migrated from physical manual census to that of the digital.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I haven't commended them. We also want to believe that the necessary legislations are in place to protect this digital census.
Yes.
So that at the end of the day, with digital, I'm very sure that the controversies that have always through all our census activities in this country, at least the ones that we have seen from 1993 to 2006, the different ones that we saw, the controversies that through the final figure that they will be avoided. So they should put in place the necessary digital framework, if it is not already there, because it is important to avoid any controversy after the census. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your contributions. We appreciate your contributions, sir. You're welcome. Just before the call came in, I was going to, it has something and you cleared it, the jury and the de facto. Now, people are making reference to some challenges, religious challenges, cultural challenges, and all of that. And these are challenges that the national population census have been facing. What have the NPC national population, done to overcome these challenges as in the forthcoming 2023 national population census? For example, up north there is one. If you go there, women in Kuda and all of that, you cannot enter to count them, and the emir or somebody will sit you down and begin to tell you that my house we are 40, and begin to name names, so you give you age and all of that, you cannot enter. What has been done differently now to overcome those challenges so that we can get an accurate figure? Because these are some of the things that bring controversy around the figures.
Okay, so thank you, sir.
Yeah.
One, let me start from the bottom. You are talking about the north. When you go to the north, and
not the north alone.
I'm using that as an example. We have pairs. So if we are going to a house, we have a man and a woman. So if both of us walk into a house where is bar sugar, I will go in and the man will wait and talk with the men outside.
Okay.
Because a man cannot go into their homes. So that is a problem we already know and it's been taken care of. The next problem is religion. We know what religion has caused in this country. So before now we had this problem, and now this census, we are not interested in your religion, so that everybody will be at bar with each other, you will be happy with each other. Because the moment I come as a Christian and I'm asking you what is your religion, or I come as a Muslim and I'm asking you, the first thing you have to consider, why should I ask you about your religion? And if care is not taken, we might not end up well, because you are going to engage me in some kind of argument that might not be okay with my own religion or with your religion. So all that has been taken care of, that we believe that this census is going to be each free of most of these things we have mentioned here.
Now, sir, she has talked on the level of the commission now. You know, what they have done to take care of those religious, cultural, and traditional, issues that they've experienced in the past that are likely to come up, what they have done to address it. But as a stakeholder, what are we doing at the stakeholder level to address these biases?
Yeah, as stakeholders, we all we can do is within our sphere of influence to sensitize them, to enlighten them, and to encourage them. For in my own village, where I've been a former youth president, because of our level of awareness, when they want to do the next youth election, we'll make them to understand that before you can partake, you need to have registered to have your PVC. You understand? And so these are part of the things that we put, because you cannot say you want to run a youth government, but you are not interested in voting who should be our president, our local government chairman, or our legislators. So these are some of the awareness, that we have created in our areas of influence. Also, as the leader of the National Representative Council of the Ijaw National Congress, we are also trying to see how we can sensitize our people to see that, because the Ijaw race, by our calculation, is supposed to be the fourth largest ethnic nationality in the nation called Nigeria. But of course, because of the strategic location of our Ijaw communities, in the hinterland, at the coastal areas, at the outline, census in those areas are the most tedious to carry out successfully. So we too, we use the opportunity to ensure that our people are enlightened to make themselves available. I tell you, even when we supported efforts for the ANYANATE people to take registration machines to the village, do you know that there are a lot of people that are there to register? They have the problem of network, the issue of network. Network, the next thing they said, materials are not there. And yet you have a teeming population that is asked to register.
Thank you, sir.
So those are some of the things that we are doing.
Let me stop you for one
Thank you.
minute. So there are just very vital responsible. Madam, is debt and debt registration free?
Yes, of course.
Where and when can people access it?
In all the
in one minute.
In all the LGA headquarters, we have our registration centers. In all the government hospitals in the state, we have our desk officers, 10 Moscow Road. But when it comes to birth, we have two sets or categories of birth certificate we issue to the public. One, we have the one for 0 to 17, which is free of charge. But 18 and above, we give them what we call letter of attestation, and that had to go through some process, and it's only done at it's only done at number 10 Moscow Road, which is the National Population Commission Rivers State Office.
Okay. Is it only humans that are counted in the census? Is it only humans?
Yes, sir, for sure. You cannot count
houses.
Okay, the population, the census of 2023 is called Population and Housing Census. So we are taking care of the people, we are taking care of the housing units, okay. Whatever kind of unit called structure. It could be caravan but with a roof, uncompleted. We are taking all that into cognizance, because with development, people might go in there. That is why if you look at what the program we have 11 to 16 for house listing and house building numbering. 17 to 19, we'll have what we call validation of enumeration area. That is going to look at whether there are new structures that are erupted in those EAs after we left the LGA. Then 2024 is the trial census or enumeration proper. Thank you. God bless you.
Now, madam, let us, let's calm down a little bit.
Yes.
What are those things Nigerians are supposed to know about the forthcoming 2023 census? The ordinary Nigerians, what are they supposed to know?
Especially the new things with respect to the digital census. Is there fingerprint? Is there facial recognition?
There are some innovations. So what are those things they should be expecting? What are these things they are supposed to know? Ordinary Nigerians, not the enlightened people like our prince here.
Yes.
You know, they know how to source information.
Yes.
But not everybody is at that level. So
for sure.
Thank
you. You know, when we come to we are dealing with the grassroots, and you don't expect everybody there to even know how to read and write. But with the gadgets, you know, you're going to give, just like when you go to register or do your banking, you know, you use the fingerprint. So if you don't have your thumb, at least you have one of the fingers for the thumb printing. If it's facial, there are questions, if you have facial marks or whatever, they are all there. And what we're telling people, the basic thing they need to know, they should not migrate. Because that has been a problem during any of the censuses. Migrating from point A to point B because they want to be captured at point B, which is their foundation. Wherever you are is going to be taken care of, because from the questionnaires you have is going to tell you that, oh, I am not from here, I am from there, wherever is already taken care of. So the movement should not be encouraged. We are not encouraging the movement. Everybody stay wherever you are, because there might not be public holidays as we used to have.
The enumerators will meet you.
They will meet you wherever you are.
Okay, my prince, what's your parting word to the people? Just, you know, what's your
Yeah, I just want to encourage everyone to be sensitive with governmental policy decisions with respect to census, because census is politics. Census is what gives rise to all the derivatives that you can talk about, dividends of democracy. So everyone should partake in the census. In fact, if you know that there is something that is online that will exclude you, you ask for it, so that at the end of the day, you'll be part of the process and captured.
Madam, your parting shot, what's your last word to the people?
Okay.
As the state director, tell them what they need to know. You know, one striking word that will leave with them.
Yes, what I want to tell everybody is, especially to the people of Rivers State, please, we plead with us that during this time, those we see, we should forget what we used to. This idea of don't come to my home, do this or do that, bring money before I'm counted. Because one of the greatest problems we will have is when you go, even during with the birth registration, what are you giving me before you register me? We should wipe off that, because we talk about marginalization, but when you are not counted, if you don't submit yourself for counting, it means you've already marginalized yourself. Just like our prince here said, please, we should submit ourselves for census taking. And may God bless us all.
The viewers, this is where we'll wrap it up for today in the River State Dialogue. I want to deeply, on behalf of the agency, appreciate, you know, our madam here, the State Director, National Population Commission, and our madam here representing the Honorable Commissioner, National Population Commission, Dr. Harry. Your thank you for your presence.
Thank you, sir.
You know, we are happy to have you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And then we also want to thank our Prince ANYANATE. Thank you. Thank you for honoring with your royal presence.
Thank you, sir.
And I know that you will do that again, sir. Whenever we
no problem.
On behalf of the State Director, I just want to appreciate you for coming. And viewers, I want to also thank you, because you are key to this thing. We are sensitizing, we are reorientating, we are enlightening. Who are the people? You are the people. You are there, and that's why we are here. And so thank you for your comments, your contribution. They are all welcome, and then we appreciate them so much. For those we were not able to take your comment, because after the first set of comment, I can see the second set of comment also pouring in. But for want of time, we didn't take them, not because you are slighted, not because you are not important. No, not at all. Because it's just for want of time. So we appreciate your tasting now. I want to also use this medium to appreciate, you know, the executive producer of the River State Dialogue is the person of Dr. Gaba Abari. Dr. Gaba Abari is, you know, the director, National Orientation Agency, And I want to also appreciate our own, the state director, who is the producer here, Barrister Young Ayotamno, for giving us this platform. And of course, the wonderful man behind the camera is the HOD ICT department, is no other person than Mr. Arole Briggs. Is the one behind the camera making everything happen. Sir, we appreciate you. I also want to thank our amiable assistant, that is ever there, ever loyal, assisting the HOD ICT department, National Revision Agency. She's no other person than Ifoma Elodigwe. Ifoma Elodigwe, thank you. We appreciate your presence here. Until we come your way next week, same time, please be safe. If security is everybody's business, it is getting to alarming state. If you see something, say something. My name is Abiye Senebo. Thank you and stay blessed.